Graduands, guests, and colleagues, my name is Brad Kirkland, and I'm very happy to welcome you to graduation. I have a few announcements to make before we begin so that you can relax and enjoy the ceremony. Graduands, an easy job to start with. Please check your seat number and the ticket and that they match, because you will be called to the stage in this order. If you discover that these do not match, our team of stewards can help you to locate the correct seat. At the appropriate time, you will be invited by the stewards to stand and to make your way to the foot of the stairs, ready to head up the stairs and across the stage. All very straightforward. There are two key things which make for a seamless ceremony. Firstly, as soon as the person ahead of you begins to cross the stage, please make sure that you make your way up the stairs. Please don't wait until they've passed the stage before you make your way to the top of the stairs. Secondly, don't let excitement and pride overwhelm you so much that you forget to pick up your degree parchment after you've crossed the stage. If you do, don't worry, you have still graduated. But don't try to go back, because you will collide with someone coming the other way. Instead, please visit the graduate information desk in the exhibition center where you collected your gowns and tickets, 30 minutes after the ceremony to collect your parchment. At the end of the ceremony, graduates are asked to process out of the hall, directed by the stewards. Family and friends, the stewards will show you to the exits once the graduates have left the hall. If the fire alarm should sound at any point, please remain in your seats. Instructions will be given, and we will escort you to the nearest exit. As graduates, you will join an international community of over 123,000 York alumni from over 183 countries. The York Alumni Association organizes many events, networks, and services designed to help you make connections with other alumni across the world and to boost your careers or prospects. Please visit the Alumni Association stand in the photo booth in the Exhibition Center, where you can pick up your graduation gift to welcome you to the Alumni Association. As you get your first job or take up further study or training, please remember to keep in touch with us so that we know what you're doing. Understanding the career paths that you take will help us to provide the right support for current students and to make sure we offer graduates like you the relevant information and opportunities. Finally, please turn off your mobile phones, and will you all now please stand.
Good morning and welcome to the University. I'm delighted to declare this congregation open for the conferment of awards. Please be seated. So, again, welcome to this very exciting day, which is a special milestone in your lives. It's also a wonderful time of year for everyone who works at the university. It's really inspiring to see so many happy and proud people here today. I want to offer you my warmest and most sincere congratulations. Gaining your degree from a world-class university like York is a tremendous achievement. It shows just how much you've devoted your best efforts to your studies. The university is enormously proud of you, as are indeed your families and partners and friends, and everyone else who has supported you throughout your time here. When you made the decision to come to the university, you made a choice that is likely to have a lasting effect on your life. As I'm sure you know, there are many reasons why people decide to go to university. Perhaps you came to York because you wanted to prepare for a career in a chosen field, or to improve your employment prospects. Perhaps you came because you were passionate about your subject, or perhaps you simply came to university because you wanted to be independent and move away from home. Whatever the reasons, we hope you achieved your personal aims and ambitions. In recent years, the public discourse around higher education has revolved around universities as drivers of economic growth and higher education in delivering productive workforces. Whereas such constructs are undoubtedly important, we should not lose sight of the much wider relevance of higher education for society. Education is a common good that benefits all of us in ways that may be difficult to measure, but are certainly no less important. Education enables societies to work together, to build together, and to live peacefully together. Education protects us from extremism, intolerance, and prejudice. Fundamentally, education makes us all better people. I hope that you use your new skills to benefit people and societies worldwide. Now, I hope you've enjoyed your time here at the university, which I'm sure wasn't all spent on hard work and intellectual contemplation. I've seen and heard you having a wonderful time in your colleges and in the city, and of course, in part, I'm also aware of what goes on through social media. Instagram holds very few secrets. And you know what all of this says about you? It shows that you are, on the whole, a lively, sociable and caring group of people with a great zest for life. And so it should be. Being at university is about much more than study and work. During your time with us, you will have met people who will remain friends for the rest of your life. You will have enjoyed student societies or explored new interests and clubs. You will have experienced life in a community that is diverse and truly international. And I think you'll find that these experiences have been just as valuable as any formal learning in shaping who you are and what you can become. Since 1963, we've inspired over 130,000 people to cross both this platform and continents, and to embrace almost every imaginable job and profession. Now it's your turn to go out and explore new horizons. As graduates, you are now part of our worldwide community of alumni, with members from 183 countries in the world. Our global A to Z directory ranges from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. I hope that you'll be able to join us at events across the globe and to support many of our important activities. Whether joining a professional network or volunteering sometime as an online mentor, there is reason for everyone to remain involved with the university. One key part of our work is philanthropy, where we come together to support areas such as scholarships, which open doors to education for students who've overcome immense difficulties to be here. I'm delighted that the class of 2019, you and your colleagues, have chosen to support again the Equal Access Scholarship Fund and have raised £6,000 to help this important cause. Well done. It is a tradition that speeches at graduation ceremonies close by offering much well-intended advice to inspire graduates. Well, actually, I don't think you particularly need my advice, but there are some things that are probably more important than anything else. First, try and be kind and compassionate to other people, because kindness and compassion underpin civil society. Second, never forget that the world is a very interesting place. Never stop questioning and trying to understand it better. Third, make sure you enjoy whatever you do, but have the courage to change direction if you don't. And finally, be lucky, but remember that Louis Pasteur said that chance favours only the prepared mind. So for now, I wish you all well. Make us proud, and above all, always strive to be the best that you can be. And being York graduates, I'm sure you'll have a great time along the way. Many congratulations and good luck for your future.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Economics. For research in essays on inequality and fiscal policy, Wyse Law. For research in foreign development aid and inequality, Eva Skada. For research in behaviours on posted price auction markets, Siti Song. For the degree of Master of Science in Development Economics and Emerging Markets, Basma Gubara. Joshua Mills. Greta Scarpato. Andrea Florentina Verban. For the degree of Master of Science in Econometrics and Economics, Nestor Gonzalez Quintero. Xiao Wen Li. For the degree of Master of Science in Economic Evaluation for Health Technology Assessment, Ingo de Burger. Richard Harity. Nicola Irvine. Glenn Fair. Vanessa Teig. Tracy Thornley. Mary Vandeker. For the degree of Master of Science in Economics, Carlos Morea Anchila Coahuila. Alessandro Cecchetti. Liam Cutler. Alan Gray. Aksir Hussain. T. Liu. Alex Starling. E. Chung-Chi Li Jung. For the degree of Master of Science in Economics and Finance, Aliyah Abdallah. Xu Wu Li. Yi Ying Liu. Xu Shi Xuan. Xin Ye Su. Yi Xuan Yao. Zhao Wanying. Jung Chen. Chun Jung. Don E. Jung. Yu Ken Jung. For the degree of Master of Science in Economics and Public Policy, Marcela Aguela Alas. C. Lin. Luigi Passason. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Tian Feng. Hong Xian Fu. Yi Fanju. Hong Wang Li. Songze Li. Wenjie Li. Mong Hong Liu. Jiaqi Luo. Jua Miao. Sin Yi Chu. Zhong Shen. Yi Song. Chong Yong Wang. Jiasu Yu. Lin Zheng. Xin Zheng. Le Weizhou. Zhe Wuzhou. For the degree of Master of Science in Health Economics, Ahmed Ali. Elizabeth Bell. Rebecca Boyce. Titus Bioknus. Alistair Bullen. Cameron Collins. Elise Evers. India Flint. Mathilde Franceschini. Shangshan Gu. Kate Hayes. Sarah Cassahoon. Natnira Krabuanrat. James Lath. Andrew Lenny. Christopher Lubker. Sylvia Moeller. Peter Murphy. Caroline Penn. Zhao Walker. Zhao Rodriguez Wadarama. Joel Russell. Yasser Saraf. Dawani Shah. Mohammed Siddiqui. Pauline Sobies Escu. Benjamin Walker. Xu Ye-u. Li Jung. For the degree of Master of Science in Project Analysis, Finance and Investment, Jing Shen. Shudan Go. Meng Lu Han. Jia Lin He. Ivona Yanisic. Meiya Liu. Xiao Li Ji. Mei Yan Liu. Xiao Pei Liu. Chuadong Liu. Jiana Liu. Zima. Xiao Shu Peng. Thomas Screa. Wei Ying Xu. Jing Yao Wang. Yi Dan Wang. Rua Shan Wen. Jingjie Yu. Di Xian. USC. Ming Yong. Yu Yong. Yingju. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Economics, Michael Mahaney.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Cognitive Neuroscience and Neuroimaging, for research in neural mechanisms of 3D motion perception, Milena Kastner. For the degree of Master of Research in Psychology, Anna Horvitz. Zhuzhu Hu. Diane Langthorne. Emily Roberts. Jingyi Wang. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Forensic Psychology, Natasha Asquith. Katie Atkinson. Andre Bacu. Coral Bagnall. Georgia Barlow. Emily Bourne. Caitlin Bauer. Jodie Carlyle. Li Fen Cheng. Georgina Coupland. Faye Donison. Rachel Earnshaw. Jessica Ellingham. Amy Gankacek. Danielle G. Sophie Gettings. Stephanie Jackson. Katrine Beth Krause. Charlotte Le Bourgeois. Jessica Malia. Emma Marlene. Sean Murray. Abigail Pickard. Katie Ravenhill. Lorna Stead. Lydia Teal. Lottie Traynor. For the degree of Master of Science in Cognitive Neuroscience, Bethany Adams. Urusa Ahmed. Sana Ali. Chloe Bennett. Zachary Broadley. Lauren Burke. Hannah Cross. Finbar Duffy. Samuel Ewan. Christopher William Robin Fell. Nazmeen Garlab. Aphrodite Giannakopoulou. Rosanna Gomez. Rachel Gordon. Borju Ghosh. Mohammed Musa Hussain. Effie Lamprou. Adele Moore. Gary Trinder. Tang Shahang Tumba Hangfei. Naomi Wooding. Yipeng Zhang. For the degree of Master of Science in Development, Disorders and Clinical Practice, Handan Bakar. Jessica Birchall. Jorge Casañas. Claire Victoria Cornwell. Charlotte Dean. Sophie East. Amy Fernandez. Polixini Faghu Darki. Alana Gadsby. Holly Hewitson. Yi Un Chiang. Rebecca Kelly. Khadija. Nitaya Kaniju. Ashley Koo. Jody Krzyzynowski. Gabriela Moreno Vera. Sophie Ann Purnell. Jessica Sandford. Maria Viri. Taylor Wells. Emily Whittaker. For the degree of Master of Science in Developmental Cognitive Neuroscience, Caroline Correll. Mariela Rias-Diaz. Hannah Weirs. Roberta Worsfold. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Ismail Abdelrahim. Lamia Bergic. Lauren Byrne. Gemma Spivey. Kirsty Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ensemble Anonimi will perform Words by the Real Group and The Road Home, arranged by Stephen Paulus.
Words, a letter and a letter on a string will hold forever humanity's spellbound words, possession of the beggar and the king. Everybody, every day, you and I, we all can say words, regarded as a complicated tool, created by man, imbricated by mankind. Words, obsession of the genius and the fool. Everybody, every day, everywhere, and every way. Oh, words, find them, you can use them, say them, you can hear them, write them, you can read them, love them, fear them. Words transmitted as befitted from the start, received by all, and we're sentenced to a life with words, impression of the stupid and the smart. Everybody, every day, you and I, we all can say words. Inside your head can come alive as they're said softly, loudly, modestly, or proudly. Words, expression by the living and the dead. Everybody, every day, everywhere, and every way. Oh, words, find them, you can use them, say them, you can hear them, write them, you can read them, love them, fear them. String. Ooh. after rain, when the dark is done, as I wake from a dream in the gold of day, through the air there's a calling from far away. There's a voice I can hear that will lead me home. Rise up, follow me, come away, 'tis the call, with the love in your heart, as the only song. There is no such beauty as where you belong. Rise up, follow me, I will lead you
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Social Policy and Social Work, for research in exploring the experience of involuntary mobility, Darren Baxter. For research in comprehending informal settlement in Beijing, China, Ling Ge. For research in the World Bank, Social Protection and Fragile States, Sophia McKinder. For research in tracing the process of institutional change, Hung Kyun Moon. For research in pay satisfaction in higher education, Maria Smith. For the degree of Master of Arts in Comparative and International Social Policy, Aza Abdul Karimova. Stuart Bunce. Jalmet Jabayeva. Shanwen Li. Xu Wei Xu. For the degree of Master of Arts in Global Crime and Justice, Peter Franklin Corbyn. Samuel Hinrichs. For the degree of Master of Arts in Global Social Policy, Bryony Catamol. For the degree of Master of Arts in Public Policy and Management, Gemma Argent. Sherry Brown. Simbarashe Chegwaderi. Bashir Hashi. Patricia Holly Purcell. Lindsay Kelly. Lauren Catherine King. Gregory Salabank. Anthony Smythe. Guy Valente. Lynette Virgil. Michaela Vyse. For the degree of Master of Arts in Social Policy, Danielle Cook. Aisha Gay. Matthew Hodges. Gregory Einerson. Joshua Meller. Bethany Ridley Moran. Ramu Sonko. Bort Suisozen. Mun Xiaojian. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Social Work, Nikita Samaya. And Beverly Walker. For the degree of Master of Arts in Social Work Practice, Think Ahead, Lauren Allington. Amy Bentley. Sorry. So sorry. Natasha Barry. Joanna. Natasha Barry. Okay. Olivia Bray. Sorry. Okay. Charlotte Briley. Stacey Brooker. Marguerite Burrell. Levi Chambers Cook. Sonia Che. Charlotte Cochrane. Tom Duffy. Georgina Gordon. Vela Gunston. Jessica Hall. Emma Hannigan. Miriam Hargreaves. Anna Houghton. Sean Hughes. Rachel Jacquest. Alice Kay. Christine Lappier. Amy Leeson. Bethan Lee Brown. Rose Little. Gemma McCaffrey. Charlotte McClurg. Katie Meadows. Ashley Millington. Rowan Orme. Sophie Parr. Nicola Percival Mahoney. Thea Ratburn. Bridget Rafferty. Sophie Rhodes Martin, sorry. Kerry, I'm so sorry. I apologize, sorry. Kerry Reeves. Okay. Benjamin Roderick. Aisha Salim. Maisie Satchwell Hurst. Kerry Sayer. Georgina Sergi. Charlotte Seymour. Rebecca Shinton. Annie Smith. Amy Stallard. Miles Taylor. Sophie Thomas. Hannah Thompson. Alec Toombs. Francesca Turner. Catherine Williams. With a degree of Master of Arts in Social and Public Policy, Janet Chiduti. Alison McManus. Brittany Tomlinson. For the degree of Master of Public Administration in International Development, Stephen Brady. Jacintha Camponda. Helen King. Francis Ridge. For the degree of Master of Public Administration, Chris Cummings. For the degree of Master of Arts in Public Policy and Management, Joe Bell. For the degree of Postgraduate Diploma in Social Work Practice, Think Ahead, Lindsay Waters. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Social Policy, Eleanor Lenson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English Literature, Matthew Warren. And for the degree of Master of Science in Economics and Finance, Yao Lu.
It is my enormous pleasure to introduce Michaela Vyse, our student orator who will speak on behalf of the class of 2019. Our student orators have been invited to speak in recognition of their hard work on behalf of the student community and their commitment to their studies. Our speakers have both pursued the most enriching experience they could during their time at York, as well as giving back to the community. On behalf of the class of 2019, I give you Michaela Vyse.
Wow. Friends, family, colleagues, lecturers, esteemed guests, and last but not least, my classmates, thank you for having me. I came here because of a particular passion, a niche one, albeit. I fundamentally believe that if we are to invest in and restructure the bus network of the UK, we could solve a myriad of issues, from a strain on the NHS because of social isolation, to the integration of minority communities and have an effect on climate control. Bear with me. If you get on a bus at whatever time of day, you're guaranteed you'll find someone with a free bus pass getting out and about. If you're like me, you will always sit next to the one person that wants to have a chat. Having that one conversation can ease social isolation. That's fantastic. Having regular buses, enabling people to visit different places and leave their houses, creates an opportunity for people to have fresh air, relieving some of the strain on the NHS by encouraging that activity. Over the past 2 years in York, and for the next 4, there are millions of pounds being invested in eco-buses, making the city cleaner and greener and helping to prolong the beauty of this amazing city and the people within it. My passion might be niche, but I know that with one small localised change in a huge complex system can have large effects elsewhere. And this, friends, is what led me to the University of York and my Masters in Public Policy and Management. Learning isn't easy, and when you're a distance learner, as I am, sometimes more so. In fact, this is only the 3rd time I've been on campus and the 1st time I've been in this building. But I've never felt out of the York community. In fact, I feel so privileged to be able to leave here today, like we all do as an alum of this great institution. At times, learning can feel like a sacrifice. The time, the money, the energy. But look at what we can achieve out of it. Look where we are now compared to where we were when we began. And this is just the start of an amazing journey. As we step from here into the world, we can use our education to change that world around us, even at the smallest of levels. Indeed, we might want to think of learning as an act of activism, being the expert and being able to change the world because we know and we've studied it. I could spend this whole speech listing off the wonderful staff of this great institution that have given us the experience of our lives, but alas, I'll just say a quick thank you for sharing with us your wisdom. One thank you I cannot miss is my personal tutor and supervisor, Professor Ellen Roberts. I am in no way exaggerating when I say I would not be here if it wasn't for her support and guidance. There are not many people that can read the same ranty essays about buses for 2 whole years and still be excited, so Ellen, thank you. I know we've all got these tutors that we want to thank, so please join me, send an email, a card, let them know that all their efforts are so appreciated. To my classmates for giving me perspectives from all around the world, thank you. My family, both here and watching at home, thank you for your support. You'll never know how much it means to me. And finally, my partner Sarah, thank you. There aren't the words to say how grateful I am to have had you by my side during this. You're amazing. Learning is a never-ending process, and I don't think any of us will be done, especially while there are policies and passions that we still have. I wish you the well for the future and congratulate you on all your achievements so far. I leave you today with a call to action. Follow your niche, live your passion, and never stop learning, for the weight of our cumulative knowledge can truly change the world. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, I'm delighted to present Professor Danny Dorling, who was once the subject of a Guardian editorial titled In Praise of Danny Dorling. The Guardian described Danny accurately as that rare university professor, expert, politically engaged, and able to explain simply why his subject matters. Danny was born in Oxford. At the age of 6, his parents moved house within the city, and he found himself at a new school and in a new neighbourhood. So he set out to explore. Very near to his home was a patch of wasteland, and for some reason that he cannot now remember, Danny began to collect insects and other small creatures that he found there. Earwigs, spiders, woodlice, giant ants, snails, lots of snails, beetles, and any bug small enough to be put in a jam jar and taken home to be presented to his parents and 3 younger brothers in triumph. Danny's new school was very progressive for the early 1970s. Each term there was a topic, and the topic for the autumn of 1974 was ships. Danny was not interested in ships. Each day, he brought a new insect to class in a jam jar and presented it to Miss Chambers, his new teacher. Danny has always been a bit obstinate and single-minded. Halfway through his first term at that new school, Miss Chambers agreed to change the topic from ships to insects, and everything got much better after that. Danny left Oxford in 1986 to study maths, statistics and geography at the University of Newcastle. He stayed there for 10 years, picked up a PhD and invented a new way of drawing maps. He then took up a lectureship at the University of Bristol, and it was there that he first learned how to write books quickly. Perhaps at first a little too quickly. Most of these books were written in the pub. In Bristol, Danny met Alison, now his wife. In 1999, Alison and Danny married and moved to Yorkshire, when he was appointed Professor of Quantitative Human Geography at the University of Leeds. By now, while still collaborating on a variety of atlases describing people's lives and life chances, perhaps as a consequence of recognising his own luck, Danny began to research and write about inequality with the obstinacy and single-mindedness that he had once applied to insects. In 2003, Alison and Danny moved to Sheffield. She continued to work as a civil servant for the Department of the Environment. He became a Fellow of the Academy of Social Sciences, a Professor of Geography, and latterly of the social sciences in general, and he began to talk in public more and more. In 2013, Alison and Danny moved to Oxford, taking 3 Yorkshire-born and raised children with them. This was a return for Danny, but a shock for the rest of the family, to find that there were so many people who could not pronounce grass, class, bath, or chunky monkey properly. Danny took up the Halford Mackinder Chair in Geography at the older university in the city. He continues to write about inequality and elitism, but now also about snobbery, patriotism, and the hangovers of empire. His latest book, Rule Britannia, From Brexit to the End of Empire, was published just this week on the day of the meaningful vote on Brexit. He is currently working on a book entitled Slow Down, and appropriately, he is a little late with it. As well as being a rare university professor, for all of the reasons that The Guardian described, Danny is also a rare human being. He is moral, compassionate, and loyal. His reputation and outputs are unmatched in the field of human geography, yet he remains modest and committed to the cause of greater economic equality. He is a generous collaborator and a staunch friend. Vice-Chancellor, in honouring Danny today, the University of York is recognising both the value and the virtue, as well as its own historical tradition of combining academic excellence with inspirational activism. I am honoured to present Danny Dorling for the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
Thank you ever so much. It's an enormous honour to be presented with this degree from the University of York. I've spent the majority of my academic career in the two other large universities of Yorkshire, so I feel I've completed something today. 30 years ago to the year, I was sitting where you were. I was graduating from the University of Newcastle upon Tyne. Almost my only memory of it now is I still have the same bank account and the same branch in Newcastle as then, because they trapped you early on, did the banks, and kept you forever. And I've been trying to think how much has changed in those 30 years. One thing which has changed is in the graduation ceremony 30 years ago, we would never have had a baby. We've got at least two. So I'd like just to ask you to do a very small round of applause for the babies for being so well behaved. Thank you. Let me take you back to 1989 for a minute, 30 years ago. It was a year of incredible change. It was a year where we knew something was happening in the summer. But by the autumn, people were knocking a wall down that ran through the middle of Berlin, and a curtain was being lifted that had cut Europe in half since 1945. It was a time of incredible change. The great fear I had, the great fear people in the 1980s had, was that we were going to die in a nuclear war. That was actually what we were most petrified about. People are always frightened about something. The something changes over time. We have actually disarmed 90% of all nuclear missiles in the world since then. I did a geography degree as well as maths and stats. In my geography degree, I was taught about the ice age that was about to begin and how it was going to get colder. There'll almost certainly be something that you've been taught, which won't turn out to be quite completely true. Don't worry, I'm not going to go on very long. In these short speeches, you're supposed to give some advice. I'm a social scientist, so I'm going to base my little bit of advice on evidence. There have been a number of surveys of elderly people, particularly in the United States, where they asked them, what did you most regret in your life? And so I'll tell you what the top three are, and you can try to avoid this if you're lucky. Luck is very important, as we heard earlier. The first regret of elderly Americans was not spending enough of their life with the person that they wished they had. So do think about that a bit. Pick carefully who you're with. The second largest regret of elderly Americans was spending too much of their life with the wrong person. So somebody might as well tell you now, at least you've been warned. And the third regret was having spent too much of their life worrying about things which later turned out to be trivial. I don't know how you work out which of your worries will later turn out to be trivial, but at least you now know that elderly Americans were worried about the fact they worried too much about that. Nobody has arranged this survey in Britain yet. so we still have to do it. I can't tell you the fourth thing because it's rather rude, so you'll just have to leave that up to your imagination. What's happened in 30 years? We no longer worry. Even with Donald Trump, we don't worry about nuclear Armageddon anything like we did when we were 3 minutes to midnight in the 1980s. We, of course, worry about climate change now. And as for walls, well, we've managed to move one all the way from Berlin to possibly trying to float it somewhere in the English Channel. The one thing you can be sure of is that in 30 years' time, all the walls will be in a different place. If we're very lucky, we'll have less of them. Human beings do very slowly learn. Regrets. My one regret, when I graduated from Newcastle in 1989, is I didn't take the contact details of any of my friends. Now, back then, we actually had email. We had the very first email, the university let us have it, and the day we finished, they turned it off, and that was it. And your commercial emails that you'll have didn't exist back then. No student had a mobile phone, so we didn't have a phone number. So it's rather difficult to get in touch afterwards. So my one little bit of advice for you for the rest of the afternoon is if you don't happen to have the email address of some of your friends or people you found interested in the course, this is your last chance to get it, along with the mobile phone numbers. And don't forget the advice of the elderly Americans about picking carefully in life. Thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much. It's now time to close the ceremony. And first of all, can I ask our guests, not the graduates, our guests to please stand. So, ladies and gentlemen, now is our last opportunity to congratulate our new graduates and wish them well for the future. Please. And now, if I can ask our new graduates to please stand. Now, I know that you'll realise that you haven't made your way to this platform solely alone. You've been supported by staff, academic staff and our support staff. You've been supported by family and friends who've given you food and nourishment and probably quite a lot of money. So now is your opportunity to thank everyone who's helped you reach the stage you are today. Please. Thank you. If you can all remain standing, I now declare this congregation closed. Thank you very much.